Whoa, 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 whoa. The fields are white, the sky burns red. This land's been watered by blood we bled. Through every tragedy, through every tear, we've built a home, and we hold it dear. When the winds blow strong, and it seems there's no light in sight, you don't back down, you stand and fight. Stand and fight for the land that raised you. Raise your voice to the Lord that saves you. Shoulder to shoulder through the dark night, this is our call, we stand and fight. The soil's been tilled by calloused hands, sweat and blood carved out these lands. The stars still shine on the righteous path, and we can't let them steal what's ours to have. When the enemy roll in and the cowards take flight, we hold the line, we stand and fight. Stand and fight for the land that raised you. Raise your voice to the Lord that saves you. Shoulder to shoulder through the dark night, this is our call, we stand. Stand and fight for the land that raised you. Raise your voice to heaven above you. Shoulder to shoulder through the dark night, this is our call, we stand and fight. Stand and fight for the land that raised you. Raise your voice to the Lord that saves you. Shoulder to shoulder through the dark night, this is our call, we stand. Stand and fight for the land that raised you. Raise your voice to the Lord that saves you. Shoulder to shoulder through the dark night, this is our call, we stand and fight.
I'm back. Let's get started. You know the drill. Mic check 1, 2.
This is where truth lives. No filters, no lies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Freedom Uncensored.
What's happening, everybody? Want to jump in here and do another little pop-up quick thing. There's a whole lot going on, this Louisiana stuff and this redistricting and everything else that's going around here. It's quite pathetic, and seeing some of the stuff that I've been seeing online is ridiculous. First off, let's just dive right into this crap here in Louisiana. So Democrats went on TV live and said that they're trying to redraw the congressional district lines in Louisiana, and stating that the one district is primarily black and brown. And that's their reason for redrawing the district lines, because they supposedly want to give them a voice. Huh. You're actually creating racism. You're creating segregation. The Constitution states that you're not allowed to draw congressional lines based off of individuals' race. So that means that the district lines that they were redrawing because of the majority black and brown districts that they were trying to group together violates the Constitution of the United States because you're not allowed to redraw districts based on race. This isn't rocket science, people. Like, I mean, just read the fucking Constitution. It's and then you got idiots like this guy who supposedly was a professor and all kind. This guy, this guy's a fucking idiot. I'm gonna bring this up and play this because this guy is. Oh my god.
Email received.
Oh, hold on here. We're having an issue with sound. For some reason, let me go to this.
Shame on the Supreme Court for what it did today. The Republican majority on the court voted to strike down congressional maps drawn in Louisiana that would have given black voters in that state, who make up 30% of the population, more equal representation. In doing so, the Republican Supreme Court effectively gutted the remaining protections of the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
This guy, I can't even comment to what he just said there because it's total horseshit and total gaslighting. Like, they didn't gut anything. The Supreme Court upheld constitutional law that was put in place during the civil rights period. Because what was happening back then is districts that were primarily black were getting their own districts drawn, but it was drawn in a way that they didn't really have much of a say. Now they're trying to do the same thing, but they're trying to do it in a way that those districts only give Democrat votes. Are you fucking stupid? It violates the Constitution of the United States by drawing districts based off of race. This guy.
A landmark civil rights era law that restricted racial discrimination in voting.
Restricted racial discrimination in voting by what? Oh, that's right. By drawing district lines by race, which the Supreme Court just said they can't do. Hello.
Now, I have lived through the civil rights era, and I've argued before the Supreme Court. Justice Samuel Alito knew exactly what he was doing. He wrote the opinion using a bunch of
the Constitution
technical
of the United
gibberish
States
to justify his decision, to make it seem as if the court wasn't completely invalidating Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. But it did.
Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. This guy, this guy is just, like, I can't even, I just, let me see if I can't pull up another page here. Let's go in and see exactly what he's talking about. Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act prohibits voting practices or procedures that discriminate based on race, color, or membership in language minority groups. It allows individuals to challenge electoral systems that result in unequal voting opportunities for protected groups. You're not allowed to redraw congressional district lines based off of race. Clear in the Constitution. How's that violating Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act? In fact, it's upholding it because you can't. It says prohibits voting practices or procedures that discriminate based on race, color, or membership. So we're going to draw a congressional district line because the community is black and separate it from the other areas because, oh my God, there's some white people that live in that area. It's racist. It's not rocket science. It's really ridiculous. Let's go on with this dumbass.
And Alito knew it. This Supreme Court has dishonored the countless activists who fought for the Voting Rights Act.
I would argue that they stood the ground for those people,
including those who paid for it with their lives. Alito and the conservatives on the John Roberts Court have now made it much more difficult, if not impossible, for minority voters to fight discrimination when states redraw their congressional maps.
I just, man, I can't. This guy's so fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. Like, how can you be a professor and not understand that this violates the Constitution of the United States and the Voting Rights Act? I mean, again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but you cannot redraw congressional district lines based off of race. You can't do it. It's unconstitutional. Violates Constitution. Hello? It's fucking ridiculous.
This will open the door for other states to redraw future maps in ways that will dilute the votes of minority voters.
So I guess what he wants us to do is he wants us to draw congressional maps that separate all blacks, all whites, so that they supposedly have a fair vote. I I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Did the Voting Act not dismantle that very thing because of racism? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, you can go back and actually view stuff on this and see that, you know, these laws were put in place so that blacks were not eliminated or moved from districts. And the same with whites, so that they're not, you know, segregated. But this dumbass, somebody needs to blow in one of his ears so that the fucking dust comes out the other side or something, because he ain't operating on all 8 fucking cylinders.
Giving them less say in who represents them in Congress. Some Republican-controlled states like Florida, Tennessee, and Mississippi are already redrawing their congressional districts.
And where are they redrawing their congressional districts? Where? Where, dumbass? Say that. Put it out on your fucking YouTube page. Where are they redrawing the congressional districts? Look at the districts in Florida with where they drew their map. Let's see if I can pull this up. I'm working on it. Hold on. It's going to ask me if I'm a damn robot. And it's going to ask me if I'm a robot again. There we go. Now, Florida redrew their maps. I'm going to give you that. Okay? Florida redrew their maps. Let's look this up here quick. There. Okay? So let's look at this. So you got blue here, blue here, blue here, blue here, blue here. All the rest of this is fucking Republican. Now, they redrew their maps for the areas that vote. Okay, like for instance, the district map, and I don't know what the specific district map was before, but let's just say this district map here, since this was primarily blue, this district map came along here like this. Okay, well then this here would overshadow this one and this one. Where's that right? So they turned around and they redrew the district so that this is a district here and this is its own district here. It picked up a Republican seat, but that represents those counties. Not by color, by voting. Who votes Republican and who votes Democrat? It's not rearranged to cut out Democrats. Or sorry, it's not rearranged to cut out black and brown folk. It's redrawn to cover the way the voting has been going in Florida. If you're redrawing your maps for it to better fit the way that your voting is happening in your state by way of Republican or Democratic votes, that's one thing. If you're going to redraw those maps based on race, now you're violating the Constitution of the United States and the Voting Act. You cannot draw congressional district lines based on race. You can't do it. It's funny how we fought so hard to get out of segregation and to get away from, us and them type thing back then in the 60s. And where are we at now? Look where we're at now. You've got colleges that are turning around and creating all black dorms. I want to see how many black and brown people or just idiot white people that are going to throw a fit if some college turns around and creates a white only dorm. It's wrong. I don't care if it's just an all black dorm or an all white dorm. Both of them are wrong. Period. Morgan Freeman said it best. The best way that we can get rid of racism in America, stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. It's ridiculous. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to pull up that clip. Give me 1 second. See if I can find this here. Um, All right, here. This thing is old, but it's a cool 1 minute clip because and it's on CBS, and it's Morgan Freeman, and it's just here. Let me put it up here because it's a pretty cool thing to watch, actually. All right, let's watch this quick.
Black History Month, you find
Ridiculous.
why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
No, I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman. You're going to say, well, I know this white guy named Mike Wallace. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So, I agree with him 2,000%. And what's going on right now with the redistricting of these lines is racism by the Democrats. We're all Americans. I don't fucking care what way you want to spin it. You show me an African American that's been to fucking Africa. Why do we call him African American? I don't fucking walk around being called a German white guy. Or an English white guy or a Polish white guy, because I got all of it in me. I got a touch of it, American Indian in me too, but you don't hear me or see me going around and saying that I want to be called an indigenous man. We're Americans. That's it. I don't fucking care what color you are. And these districts should not be redrawn by the color of people's fucking skin. And the Supreme Court made the right call when it comes down to this. And any of these fucking knuckleheads that seem to think... I got to play the rest of this because this guy he irks the fuck out of me.
This could have an impact on the 2026 midterms, but the major effect of today's decision will likely be in 2028 and beyond. Folks, I don't want to sugarcoat this. It's devastating news.
It's devastating. Why is it devastating? Because you people are trying to return racism and segregation to the United States and division. And the Supreme Court upheld the Constitution that states that you cannot redraw district lines based on race. You can't do it, jackass. You just can't do it.
Making it all the more important for us to show up in full force for this November's midterms. Democrats need to win back control of both houses of Congress, and they need to win state legislatures to ensure that Republicans don't gerrymander away the voting rights of minorities.
Gerrymander away the voting rights of minorities. I'm so sick and tired of everything in this goddamn country becoming over race. It's show me one thing that I can fucking do that a person of color can't. Why are we so stuck on this bullshit? And it's not even the Republicans that are stuck on it. It's the Democrats. The Democrats are so stuck on this that it is not even funny. You motherfuckers are still pissed off that you lost the Civil War. You're pissed off because we took away your fucking cash cow and your slaves. You're pissed the fuck off. Show me one good thing that Democrats have done for people of color in this country. Show me one good fucking thing, because there's nothing. Nothing. Everything that's positive that has happened for people of color in this country is through the Republicans. Oh, people are going to say, well, Democrats turn around and created the food stamp program and welfare and blah, 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 blah. Yep. And that's no good for this country. Because they make it too easy for people to get on it, and then they sit the hell at home instead of going out and getting a job and working for what they got. You want a welfare system to work well in this country? Put it back to the way that Republicans actually tried having it in the beginning. Because it was Republicans that turned around and tried putting the stipulation on it that, okay, they would allow this welfare program to go through, but it was work for welfare. You had to come in and you had to put in 20 to 30 hours for the state or the government in order for you to receive anything from the government for free. For free. Put it back to a work for welfare. You want welfare? You want food stamps? Cool. You got to come in. You got to put 20 hours in for the state or for federal government, whoever. I don't know if that's cleaning up trash, washing police cars, whatever. You got to come in and put 20 hours a week in, and then we'll give you a small check at the end of the week. But this bullshit right here, gerrymandering away the voting rights of minorities, no, man, it's not. This is upholding the Constitution of the United States and not allowing redistricting to be done by fucking phone. Based off of race. You can't do it based off of race. Unconstitutional. I don't know how many times I got to say it. Fucking guy. Professor of what? Bullshit?
This is the time for all of us to show that democracy is still alive.
For a professor to turn around and make that statement right there, you're a fucking idiot. We're not a democracy. The word democracy does not show up anywhere in the Federalist Papers, Constitution, Declaration of Independence. It's nowhere. It's nowhere. We are a constitutional republic. And yes, people, there is a very big difference between the two. A huge difference between the two, and people don't even fucking realize. Why? Because everybody keeps trying to turn around and say that we're a democracy. For years, they've been saying we're a democracy. When I was a kid, it was always the Republic of the United States. We were always a republic. Then somewhere along the lines, everybody started calling it a democracy. Why do they want to call it a democracy? Because they want to warp everybody's thinking that we are a democracy so that they can slowly change our form of government. We're not a fucking democracy. That's going to be another show coming up here very soon. We're not a fucking democracy. We are a constitutional republic. No, there is a big difference.
If we fight for it, shame on the Supreme Court for what it did today. The Republican majority on the court voted to strike down congressional.
Now it's going back into the same video. This guy's a fucking idiot. Like a complete idiot. I can't get my screen to. I don't know what else to say here, people. I've been a broken record this entire podcast. You cannot redraw district lines based on race. It violates the Constitution of the United States and the Voting Act. I mean, it's a fucking monkey can understand this shit. I mean, it's not rocket science. You just need to learn what the fucking law is. Read the goddamn Constitution. Why are so many people ignorant to what the Constitution is? That's man, it blows my mind. Our teachers, our social studies teachers in school districts are failing us by not teaching the Constitution and the laws of this land. I didn't learn a whole lot about the Constitution when I was in school. It wasn't until after I got out of school that I started reading the Constitution. I'm a big history buff. So I started down a rabbit hole of learning about the Civil War and, states' rights and everything else that was going on back then. And it ended up taking me down a long, long rabbit hole where now for fun, I'll listen to audiobooks of constitutional law. It's absolutely ridiculous that some of you people out there just don't get it. You hate the fucking Constitution, which in my opinion means you hate the United States. The Supreme Court got this one right. The Supreme Court got this one right. You can't redraw district lines based on race. It's racist. Hello? You can't do it. Supreme Court got this one right, and all of these fucking people out here that are crying the blues about it are pissed off. Not because they think that this is actual racism. They're pissed off because they hate Donald Trump. They hate the fucking administration that he has working for him. And they cannot stand the fact that the majority of us that actually voted Republican this time want to see real change come to the United States. We want to see our founding principles restored. We want to see the Constitution upheld and enforced. The Supreme Court, you got it right. The 6 that voted yes, thank you, justices. Because freedom and the Constitution were honored here. And you can't ask for anything more than that. So, a couple good shows coming up. Everybody, I'm working on them. So we'll get them rolling here soon, and smash that like or follow on Facebook because I can't go live on Facebook until we have 100 followers. So if y'all can, tell your friends and family and everybody, and just get our follows up there so we can go live on Facebook, I'd greatly appreciate it. Then we can start having live discussions with people, which we're really looking forward to doing. I'm working the bugs out. I think YouTube is going to let us go live here now. Yeah, I'm also working on getting some things going on Rumble and some other places that we can get some discussions going. So, till next time, y'all, take it easy, be safe, stay free.